Hey folks, I'm Keith Ford at Brownells, and we are here today with Justin Baldini from Colt.
Yeah, man.
And dude, we are talking about the newest and latest and hottest thing at SHOT Show, the new Colt Python.
I think it must be the hottest thing at SHOT Show. I haven't gotten out to see too many other booths, but I can tell you we've been kind of jam-packed here, so judging based on that, it's the busiest we've been at SHOT in a while.
Yeah, now, for years people have been screaming, bring back the Python, bring back the Python, and this is the year of the Python.
This is it. So, I joke with other people, we could put a t-shirt ad on our Instagram, and it was just like underneath it would just be like, bring back the Python, bring back the Python. So, I mean, by far the most requested Colt product in forever.
Yeah.
It's been really well received so far. We had a great day at the range on Monday, shot I'd say just shy of 4,000 rounds, it seemed like, was the round count by the end of the day, and really was a great day for us. And got to see everybody's kind of just initial reaction, initial experience. We have shipped a couple thousand of these into the marketplace already, but for most people, if you didn't get really that first batch, which most people didn't, then really it's their first time to get their hands on it.
Yeah. Now, originally the Colt Python, it was all hand finished, hand fitted, and everything.
Yep.
They were beautiful, smooth shooting guns.
Absolutely.
Didn't like heavy load 357s.
They didn't. There were a lot of parts in particular, because they had a hammer block safety rather than a transfer bar safety that was like later on the redesign, like Trooper Mark III. They could be finicky, especially with, like you said, full power 357 loads, especially when you try to shoot them fast in double action.
Yeah.
If you shot them single action, they were usually pretty good, but when you really started trying to beat up on them and go fast and play gun games, let's say, that's when they would, they would just need a lot of extra attention.
Yeah. If you've ever had an old Python apart, if you ever touched one thing, it affected everything down the whole line.
Yeah, it was like the butterfly effect. It was, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
They were complicated guns that were kind of made in a different era. What we've done is we haven't radically changed the action. We did change it over to a transfer bar. That's probably the biggest sort of conceptual change in there. But the big difference is really with modern machining, and I've been using this as the example, like the ratchet, for instance, it's just one piece. So like the way that we simplified it and kind of got rid of some of the complexity and a lot of the fitting was that, instead of having multiple pieces that might make up an assembly, we just make it all out of one piece, which really was never possible with the machining techniques of the 50s, but with modern, oh my God, 5-axis and 8-axis CNCs, it's very possible to make some of those complicated shapes with just one piece.
Now, y'all deleted several parts out from the old one to the new system.
We did, primarily that. I mean, there were a number of parts that actuated, again, that hammer block safety, and so those pieces are gone. The transfer bar safety is a much simpler system. It's really only one piece, that transfer bar itself, which then, again, transfers the energy from the hammer to the firing pin to prevent, drop guns lighting off a round. So, again, a number of improvements to the frame of the gun, more modern materials, stronger materials. We updated the rear sight to add material under that rear sight to strengthen it. But yeah, generally speaking, it's still leaf spring design. It still does have the floating link, although the link's been redesigned. It's a little bit stronger there to prevent flex and binding. But other than that, it's all Python. And the second you pick it up, pull the trigger, you really are kind of thrown back to that Python of the past.
Now, y'all did a recessed crown on these, didn't you?
We did. We recessed the crown really to protect the muzzle, which helps kind of just prevent damage to that crown. A little ironic, we had a couple units that shipped early on that actually got damaged in the production process, but this should really prevent damage over the life of the gun as it kind of bounces around in your gun safe, and that way, if there are any dings, they'll be limited to that piece of the crown. That was something that other Colt revolvers did have over time, but we also did it on the Cobra and King Cobra as we re-released it.
Now, I noticed the front sight. This is replaceable, isn't it?
It is. So it's interchangeable, just like the Cobra and King Cobra, but we actually kind of went back and recreated that that same front
Yeah.
sight that was on the later Cobras or the later Pythons with the orange insert. It's a good target style sight, but if you want to change it over to a fiber optic or a brass bead or a tritium sight, you can do that.
Nice. Now, 6-inch barrel.
This is a 6-inch. We do have the 4 1/4 right here. Yep.
Okay. All stainless.
All stainless.
All stainless. No blued into. Everybody's going to ask, when's the blue?
Yeah,
coming out?
I did predict that would be everybody's number one question, and it has been. The number 2 question, by the way, is where's the Anaconda?
Anaconda.
I know.
Baby steps.
Baby steps. We're gonna. These are gonna keep us busy for a while.
Yeah.
We're taking a look at all that stuff for sure. We'll see what the future brings on all that. But the reality is we're gonna be making for the next 9 or 10 months. We're gonna be covered up, making as many of these as we can and getting them out to people. But my favorite thing actually about the show has been talking to people. So it's my first opportunity. I've had 10 years of hearing people's Python stories. And usually in the midst of conversations about asking me to bring back the Python, asking us if we're going to, and we've had to kind of play it coy. And but finally now, what I've been doing is asking people to tell me their Python story that have been interviewing me. So Keith, why don't you tell me your Python story?
I have a 1969 6-inch in the box.
Okay.
I mean, beautiful gun. I mean, it's,
fired, unfired?
Maybe lightly fired.
Okay.
Looks like only 38s. Because there's no burn marks, no nothing on it.
Yep.
Just a beautiful example of the handwork, the craftsmanship and stuff that went into those guns back in the 60s, early 70s and stuff. And would I shoot it today? Probably not.
No.
That's why I want to get one of these. I mean, that way I can keep that in the box and not have to worry about it, and I will go blast with that.
And that's our hope. I mean, there's a lot of people out there do own Pythons. There's a lot of people out there who never got a chance to get one, and now, they were prohibitively sort of expensive these last couple of years especially. And, that's our hope, is that people can, now go out and enjoy this, because that's really what it's for. We know they're works of art, and we know the amount of craftsmanship that went into the old ones, especially kind of turned them into a status symbol or a kind of just a rarity, especially considering they were only made 20 years ago in some cases. But that's our hope, is that people really can take these new guns and just enjoy them. Go out there and shoot them.
Absolutely. Now, one thing that you'll notice on the Python, you won't see a lock like our folks at Smith & Wesson, and I'm so happy with that. Now,
we don't.
You stayed true.
We don't even know how to do that. We don't do that.
That's awesome, man. But yes, folks, that is the new Colt Python for 2020, and we're right here at Colt with Justin Baldini, and I'd like to thank you so much for letting us stop by.
Absolutely, Keith.
And talk about the Python. Folks, be sure to check it out on Brownells.com. We already have these on the website. And again, thanks for watching. Be sure whenever we do some more videos here at SHOT Show 2020. Thanks again.